Well, good night, Ken. Thanks for hanging out and chatting for a while. Keep in mind this quest was made with endgame defense in mind. Yep, I am aware. I'm aware he's not supposed to be one-shotting you with most of his attacks. How do you get to the air with your weapon drawn, though? Maybe it's not with your weapon drawn? Oh yeah, it's just ZR. That's cool. We could try doing some of that. It really doesn't help that his head is just out of reach. I feel like if his head was just a little bit lower, where we could hit it with Greatsword more often, like when he was standing still, it would just be so much, it would do such wonders for this matchup. But it's just ever so slightly too high up most of the time. So much damage. I need to not ever stand by his tail. Greatsword really just can't get out of the way in time from those moves. So the charge is A, right? Yeah, that's the input for it. Lucky we didn't get hit there. Missed. I don't think any of this map's frame rate issues are really like hurting us that badly in this quest, but they certainly are frustrating. Shoot. Yeah. This fight just really feels like a hit and run fight in an interesting way where it didn't used to feel like that, I don't think. I mean, like, there are still opportunities to get in and out. It just feels like it's really heavily disincentivized. Like, hey, if you're gonna stand in place, you're gonna have a rough time with this monster. Well, I also like old school greatsword with the hit and run. I just haven't built my greatsword for it. I also don't think it just doesn't feel like hit and run will do enough damage against this thing. I already feel like I'm not doing all that much damage to it. Here comes the ult. Getting the heck away. Wonder if he's hiding in those bushes on purpose. Wonder how far away the beam goes. Not that far. Yep. Me too, Hyper Ray. Me too. I think he just moves forward for the second one, Ace, but yeah, it does come forwards a little further. Tough matchup. Oh wait, I'm not charging. I thought I was charging. How goes the fight? It's really rough, Rylarth, but it's okay. I'm not upset. It's made me really learn the matchup. I mean, it's been really tough. I think Greatsword's a pretty tough matchup for this version of Chameleos, personally. I'm sure with a stronger set or more defense, it wouldn't be quite so harrowing, but feels like this fight is not designed in a way to make it easy for weapons that have to stand still to deal their damage. Don't stand by the I need to not stand by his tail at all. Yeah, I'm sure for Gunlance and Lance it's nice. Being able to counter all these hitboxes. Darn it. Yeah, like that move is such death to me. I can't do almost anything about that. I just need to trade myself to get away, get out away from it. Yeah, it certainly does, Ace. That's where we're at. This is the second Chameleos hunt to our man. We've done Chameleos as well as the other two second-generation Elders. But not one. We did them just like a night or so ago, so they're still fresh. This is our second matchup we have against Chameleos, and it's really rough. Oh wait, why is my cat here? Stumbling around drinking potions. That's not what I wanted. peruse the VODs. I haven't highlighted them yet because I guess we did Teo last night. We did Chameleos and Kashala for the first time 2 nights ago. I don't want my cat there. Why are the cats there? Game, I told the cats to wait over here. It's obnoxious. Okay. And yet, one of them's still following me. Why? I should just leave them home. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. Stay here. Yeah, it's been fun taking on the Elders finally. And uncapping our HR was kind of exciting as well. Last week's multiplayer night, we also did our first rampages with Apex, Diablo, Sinogre, and Rathalos in them, just to sort of a sneak peek. And then last night, we soloed our first Apex Rathalos rampage. Alright. See you, Yusu. Oh, Yusu. Oh, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Nice. No. Yeah. I don't know. This basically seems like at any point, it's not like all of his moves are super fast where there aren't openings to do to do longer style weapons, or sorry, slower weapons like Greatsword, things where are going to be more stationary. It's not like all of his moves are like that. It just feels like at any given time he can bust out things that are really, really punishing if you're not able to get out of the way pronto. So that means something like Greatsword can sometimes get caught out in these really rough situations. Makes it really quite difficult, because sometimes you do have those openings, and sometimes you're just going to get wrecked. Just means you gotta be ready. He moved. He's gonna blow the clouds at us, yeah. It doesn't feel like that, Alpha. It's not like I can't roll far enough out of the way. It's like there's not enough time for me as a Greatsword user, if I'm like charging or just having finished a large charge, to roll out. I mean, I guess having one roll go further would help. Power Sheath Silkbind really helps. I'm trying to use it. Even it is too slow for a lot of these. A lot of these moves, it's too slow to get you out. It's like a surprisingly fast fight. It really changes up how you fight Chameleos. Oh, a window? Oh, well, I'm not going to run window. Could be. Not everything, though. The poison you can't, like, evade through. Part of it, I'm sure, is just a playstyle thing where I just need to be treating this fight differently with Greatsword. Or approaching this fight a little bit differently with Greatsword. Which I'm trying to get used to. But yeah, that Silkbind is very helpful. Oh boy. Like right there. He did that while I'd already like, committed to that option. I couldn't roll. I couldn't Silkbind out in time. And it's one of his more powerful moves, that big slam. No, it's not that hyper ray. I've tried. I've used it against the slam once or twice. Sometimes if I'm in that situation, I panic and I think about if I'm trying to get out or not. Not all the things you see me doing are like me choosing to or not to do a move. We've actually done Rage Slash against the Slam a couple times. It's just I'm not always in the right position for it. Sometimes at the first part of the combo and I can't get directly to Rage Slash. Whoops. That sounds interesting, Nox. Right, I forgot he has that double combo. He pulls it out pretty infrequently. Oh, Chameleos. One slam, or one swipe, two swipe rather. Gosh. One slam. Two slams. He doesn't do this very frequently either, but he does it. Tricky. I already know the slope's going to make that jank to try and evade over, so I'm not even going to try. I've had him do it early on in the fight, too. That'd be nice if I hadn't missed. Bust that Superman dive, man. Gnarly fight. Whoops. Wait, no. Barely. I was mashing the button for that Silkbind, by the way. I was mashing the button for that Quick Sheath Silkbind, and it still wasn't coming out. There's a lot of moves that have some end lag for that. Whoops. Again, just mashing it. There's so much. So much end lag for some of those options, for getting that skill to come out. feels like a weird finicky thing to complain about, but like that's twice there in that one moment where I was mashing it, trying to get it to come out quickly, and it just wouldn't. It wasn't even after one specific move, Fish. It was after a couple different things. A couple different moves. I still had that really long end lag trying to get to, or really long startup, I guess, for that quick sheath move. That'd be an interesting thing to compare, would be startup animation on Silkline attacks. See which weapon classes have the fastest startups. Alright, this is gonna be the ult. Let's get out. Or at least I think it's gonna be the ult. Maybe not. Nope. Someone did actually. It was surprise longsword. That was gonna be my guess, but I didn't want to speak ill of longsword without any sufficient proof. But my guess was gonna be I bet they'd give those arts to longsword. One slam, two slam. Ouch. What is that move? The back hop and the giant beam, so fast. Yeah, feels like a really tough matchup for, I don't know. I think I'm feeling bad with Greatsword, and I'm also just feeling like, man, this monster is really tough. Might be the armor catching up finally. That's part of it, maybe. Oh man, finally. We did it. That was hard fought. How many hours was that? That was like 2 hours of this matchup. That is the first time, I think, might be the first or second time that something like that has happened to me in this game. There have not been that many hunts where I've had to try it time after time after time until we finally shape up in a multitude of ways enough to make it through the quest. That feels good. I mean, it feels frustrating, especially when the game conditions you to be like, I shouldn't have to struggle that hard against anything. Like, it's kind of frustrating, but very, I don't know, very good feeling too. Now for Teo and Kush, I don't think our initial plan of doing all 3 Elders and then a Rampage and then an Apex monster is going to pan out tonight. So I think we're going to move on to an Apex Rampage next. That was hard fought. I feel slightly whiny. I feel slightly whiny about it, but also like, dang, that was tough. Sad we didn't get the tail cut that time. Oh well.